So I first became aware of WikiLeaks through watching the movie The Fifth Estate, and in the movie I didn't like the main character of Assange as it was showed in the movie, but I did think that the project was an extremely good idea and the only effective thing I'd heard of as an actual way of standing up to the power, using the truth. So having done that, I wanted to find out if Julian was actually like a psychopath, because it seemed very strange that someone so selfish and narcissistic as the character in the film would design a project that would help people in the world but wouldn't personally help himself. As we see now, he's stuck in an embassy and, you know, suffering a lot like somebody in prison, so the project hasn't helped him personally in any way whatsoever. So I started using the internet to research the facts, and it was quite easy because I'd just find something in the movie that sounded bad, and then I'd type in that into Google, and then I'd find articles and what have you that would debunk it. So after a while, it was like I was finding out all the facts on WikiLeaks and Julian by debunking all the lies from this movie, and it was really interesting. And so what happened then is I was thinking, well, it's a lot of effort to go to make a Hollywood movie that's completely lies from beginning to end, and I knew from the quality of it and from the type of things that were being misrepresented that it was a very deliberate hit job. So that made me think, well, there was a lot of effort that went into this hit job, and a lot of very clever psychological understanding and techniques, and so that must mean something. It must mean that they're afraid of people supporting the project because it's such an obviously good idea. And then I was like, well, if they're afraid of it, if they're that afraid of it, then it must mean that there's a reason, and it must be because it's a very useful project, and if everybody got behind it and supported it, then it could have the effect of curbing all of this horrific corruption that we're seeing, and that is the reason why they need to censor the project so heavily. So it's the censorship that made me aware that it was a very important project that needed to be supported. The other reason why I support Julian personally is because he's a Queenslander like me and lived in Melbourne, and now stuck in England. And I'm from Queensland and have lived in Melbourne, and now I'm in the UK as well. So I can kind of understand the rebellious philosophy, like the Australian rebelliousness. And then it's interesting to come and live in the UK, where most people seem not to have very much that rebellious feeling. So anyway, so I support WikiLeaks and also support Julian personally, and I'll do anything I can to help. And thanks very much to Emmy for all your amazing work.